Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Cyril. I am the creator behind Cyril's Hibernated, and if you're not following me on Instagram, my own sound effects, you might as well want to check that out because I always post plenty content. And since you're here on YouTube, you might as well subscribe to the channel, like this video, and also comment if you have questions or maybe clarifications or just saying hi. I would appreciate that. And I would also appreciate your support on my YouTube channel. So today, for those who have been watching me for a few years now, although I haven't really posted a lot, back in 2019, I did post a houseplant tour. That was after a year of collecting plants. So this year marks like my third year in the plant collection hobby, and a lot of plants have been acquired. I've also lost some plants, so I think it's the right time to do another plant tour, but it's more of like dedicated plant corners that I have in my house. That way it will allow me to elaborate further, and it's more of organized, so I don't really have to just chop all these videos for you guys. So today we're gonna talk about what I would call like the plant room. So technically it is a bedroom that doesn't have any bed. It's just armoires and closets and clothes, a bunch of tables. All my crafty situation is also in this. My cat litter box, the litter robot one is here. It doesn't get a lot of light. There's just one window here, which is actually west facing, and there's a tree that actually blocks that light source. So what I did in this room is that on top of the drawers, I put 3 shelves. I have LED lights that I got through Amazon. I will be linking all the products if I find the links for them online, and if they're part of affiliate programs, that I would put those links as well. If you wanted to utilize those links, I would also appreciate that. So these LED lights are on timer. I did finally give in and started patronizing smart devices. So the LED lights are on timer. They turn on as early as 6 in the morning and they turn off at like 9 in the evening. I should probably shorten that now that it's really spring, summer, and the days are longer. I won't really have to have these grow lights on, but you know, it's always better. You can never have too much light unless you wanna not sun stress your plants. And also the humidifier, this is from Elicombs. It is also on like a humidity thermostat situation. I do have to manually fill it up with water, and it's helping me keep this room within the humidity range of like 65-75 all throughout the year. So it's quite a small bedroom, to be honest, but I feel like I've maximized my resources and my space for this kind of room. It allows me to have everything in one corner, and that's one tip for you if you wanted to manage a large plant collection. I think I'm around 300 right now, or maybe a little over. That way, even if there's a lot going on or there's a lot of plants that you have, arranging or specifying areas wherein, oh my god, my phone just almost turned off. Specifying areas wherein you have your plants really help to keep them organized, and also would keep you focused on which areas you have to visit. Personally, I love staying in this room. I have a chair and a desk here. Maybe when I call my friends or talk to my friends, I pet my cats or whatnot. When I pursue creative things, I am in this room, and it just allows me to like mist all the plants every night, keep track of their growth, keep track of their decline, whichever is happening. So I do hope, I guess that's a very lengthy intro, so I do hope you enjoy this video, and just don't hesitate to post comments. I'll reply as soon and as much as I can after I've posted this, and again, I hope you enjoy. So this is how it looks. They're literally on top of dressers that I'm not gonna show anymore. And and just this west facing window situation. I even have plants on the dressers and stuff. So the cats usually perch in this corner. That's why I've left it open. I have a towel there so they won't slide down my luggage that I tucked in that corner. So to begin with, let's first talk about like the grow light situation. So these are actually stuck in there using 3M double-sided tapes. They've held up. I did have to pin some of the ends rather, or the edges of the grow light, the T5 grow light. They do register very pink on pictures and video, but in reality, it doesn't really look that pink, to be honest. Or maybe you'll just get used to it. I prefer a cooler or maybe even a warmer white situation. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, these grow light companies so that they would venture into more of like these LED strip light situation, because they really work best for me. So the top part, we have my Hoya polynura that's been with me since 2018. It does have a lot of splashy leaves that you could probably not see. I think that's a Hoya Ariadna at the back. Trellis. Oh, I did cut up my variegated Monstera, so it's no longer in my living room. These cuttings are in here. Actually, they look horrible because that's the reason why I decided to chop them. They were starting to turn brown the more that they looked more variegated. This one is a varicosum cutting in pon that I'm actually trying to grow for my friend. That's a Hoya rigida at the back. That's really growing. I'm babysitting that for my friend, and this Croniana too. And there's a Vitillinoides at the back. I'm really not doing well with the cinematography. I'll really try to just insert clips. By the way, this is a Hoya compacta. Of course, this is a variegated Monstera deliciosa. This is an Elaphoglossum mexicanum. It started to turn crunchy, but I'm really trying to train it to become, to be accustomed to the self-watering setup. Moving on the lower shelf, we do have a Huperzia. I think this is a Salvionoides. It's been with me since 2019, I believe. And it's doing so well. When I got it, it was barely trailing like this. And if you could see the growth in the back part, yeah. There's a Hoya Vietnam, SP Vietnam, another Hoya compacta. See how it really turns pink under this grow light. We have a Finlay Nova that was probably overexposed to the grow light. We have a Hoya Finlay. I don't know which Finlay though. Hoya Incrasata Albo Marginata, or like the Hoya Incrasata Moon Shadow. This is just like a pot of Hoya Estrelensis, Hoya Lobby Orange, and we also have a Huperzia Globelli. Moving on, we also have some more Hoyas, of course. At this corner, we have a Hoya Australis Lisa, which is actually grown in Lechuza, but Leca. We have a Dischidia obovata, Dischidia ovata. A Hoya Mathilde, or Mathilde Splash, if you may. I have a Hoya Erythrina Bancho. Some cuttings of Hoya Valmayoriana. A Hoya Saba 75 or 7650 or something like that. So these are the sun stressing Hoyas, and the goal is to really turn them pinkish. Another Hoya Finlay. I really got that as a super small cutting a few years back, but it's grown quite much in the past few years. Another Huperzia squarosa. Yes, Huperzia squarosa. This is a Hoya SP PNG SBPV432 or SBPNGSV432 rather. So it can sun stress. What I love about this Hoya is that look at these beautiful leaves. I'm gonna send this to my friend because that's his part of the plant and it's already grown so many huge leaves. It's even putting out a tendril or a stem. What else? This is fairly new. I chopped up a Hoya macrophylla snow queen. Right here we have a few branches of a Hoya multiflora variegata. This is actually an Ardisia turtleback, whereas the leaves all dropped. I didn't even think it would survive, but so far it's still alive. Some cuttings of a Hoya fungii. My friend Amanda, Be Nice or Leaf, sent me these Hoya sunrise. This is my original Anthurium clarinervium. This is my rescue Hoya cystianthia splash, which is a broken stem from a Huperzias. I just don't have the heart to just throw them away. And then we have some cuttings here. Pink princesses. Some serpents when they snap whenever I water. This is a Raphidophora tenuis. More macrophylla cuttings. That one in the back is a Hoya SP Sarawak. Finlay chicken farm. Some of the Dischidia cuttings. And actually here we have some Peperomia prostrata. So these snapped from my mother plant when I was, removing the dried stems. So I'm just thinking if they would take off and do well. We do have a Syngonium variegatum. And this one is one of my favorite plants. This is actually an Ophioglossum pendulum or a tongue fern, a ribbon fern, something like that. And it's in a Wally Grow self-watering planter. Medium is moss. I did put some charcoal in there. So I just want you to appreciate all the trailing goodness. I love ferns, by the way, if it's not that obvious. I do have some more cuttings of a variegated Monstera back there. Just hiding it. Oh, this corner does have a Monstera subpinnata cutting, and then the stem is actually trailing up there somewhere, getting lost in the back. The back Hoya is a Hoya globulosa. That's where the yellow leaf is growing from. In the back is my Hoya mathilde. This is my Hoya erythrina bancho. That's the mother plant that I've had since 2018. We have some, the first few Hoya linearis, what's left of my Hoya linearis plants, the plant that I've acquired in 2018, back when it took a lot to get a very nice sized specimen. My middle shelf is made up of, Hoya decay, which can sun stress when you give it enough light. Hoya callistophila, which is currently in bloom. And if you noticed, my Hoyas are in lechuza pond and self-watering planters. Don't mind the dirty part. Those are algae, however you want to say it. Plus, I also put some systemic granules in there because I'm very paranoid of them getting any bugs. Behind are my two pots of my Anthurium werokianum. Both are actually putting out new leaves. This one is a new baby leaf. Some more cuttings of my Hoya decay, Hoya Chelsea. Some of my Hoya polynura. This is a Hoya valmayoriana. Look at the leaves on this one, really nice. Hoya rotundiflora, which is one of my first few imports. It's really grown a lot already. And then the middle part are Hoya huskilliana, Hoya caudata, Sumatra. I've traded that with my friend Joyce. This is also a trade. Hoya Nova Ghost, Carnosa Nova Ghost. This is Hoya Mark Givillary Taiwan. Some Hoya Serpents. Hoya Eskimo. Well, actually, Hoya Croniana Silver or Eskimo, however you want to call it. This is my Hoya Bella Lewis Boys, or actually this is Hoya Lanceolata Lewis, SB Lewis Boys, something like that, which is still in bloom. I'm glad that I captured this while it's still in bloom. My Hoya Kiminjana and my Hoya Crassipetiolata Splash, some cuttings of a Hoya Finlay Nova as well, and some Hoya Lacunosa. So the smaller cuttings are usually stems that get broken while watering. We also have a small pot of my OG Hoya Retusa. I'll show you the bigger plant that I'm babysitting for my friend, which she should get her baby soon in a few weeks. We also have some Alocasia clypeolata, which is native to my motherland, Philippines. Some Alocasia odora variegata. We have some Philodendron burl marks, the baby version. Philodendron melanochrysum, baby version. That's an anthurium. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. No, that's an anthurium pseudo-spectabil. That's my OG. Oh, actually, that's a anthurium. This one, the one in the middle. Anthurium chrysalinum silver blush. That looks like a mutant now after I cakey pasted that thing. And then we also have the Anthurium crystallinum that I got from Gardenor, the Anthurium magnificum that my friend Hugo grew back for me after it was left like a sad stump. And then I also have this huge pot of just the Dracaena Masoniana regular. I do have the variegated form as well. This is the bottom cutting of my OG variegated Monstera. So this is what's left of Becky, my OG Monstera. We have some cutting of Valmayuriana and some Pepromia. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that green, Philodendron Green Congo. And then, I'm sorry if this, I'm so not good at holding the camera while talking. We also have my OG Thai Constellation. In the back, there's an Anthurium crystallinum, one of the first few anthuriums that I've acquired. This is a Philodendron Mame, I believe. We also have the Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. These are actually matured leaves that don't look cute when they're cramped up like that. We also have some Philodendron erubescens Red Emerald. This is a Hoya Memoria. This is a Hoya SP Perak Malaysia. The leaves are so juicy. And this is one of my favorite anthuriums. Well, actually one of my few strappy anthuriums. This is the new leaf. I think it has hardened already. That's an Anthurium pallidiflorum. And then this is my African violet, the variegated African violet. So I recently transferred it in a self-watering planter with lechuza pon. And of course, the old leaves started dropping. That's normal because they were less variegated anyways, but everything that's growing are very variegated. We have some compacta cuttings, Numularoides cuttings, another Hoya rotundiflora that's just growing wild. That one is my friend's. Some Hoya obovata cuttings that are just growing. Hoya rigida cuttings. I think I'm just gonna put some on sale, or for sale rather, in my stories. This is my Hoya insularis. This is an Erangis articulata, which is an orchid. I can't wait for that to bloom. My friend's mother Mother Huge variegata. We also have some Hoya teddy bear in the back and some Hoya globulosa cuttings that I cut from my plant. Hoya erythrina, some Polynura tips, regular Hoya bella. And this one is just like an all-around propagation area. So we have some more Hoya macrophylla snow queen, a regular multiflora, some more cuttings of Hoya fungii. We have a Philodendron hestatum, my pink princess, or what's left of my pink princesses. This is actually an Aglaonema pictum tricolor that I'm hoping would still open up. Just some Sansevieras, some Alocasia baginda. No, not baginda, but something, some Alocasia. Some cuttings that I just tossed in moss. So this is also like a Rhaphidophora tenuis or something. Let me see if it's even rooted. I don't think so. Jesus, come on, wake up. Some Philodendron melanochrysum. These ones are melanochrysums. Some Rhaphidophora cortalsi. A baby variegated African violet, if you've seen my Reels video. This is an older variegated African violet, which is less variegated actually, because that hasn't been under a grow light for a while. This is just a bunch of begonia cuttings that I hope I would be able to actually plant some peperomia, green begonia, into a nicer, bigger terrarium. By the way, I did forget like some Ripsalis cuttings. My friend's OG Compacta variegata, Hoya lacunosa in the back, another Hoya polynura. And this is probably the area where I'm most proud of, because this one has my Huperzia phlegmaria, some string of dolphins that I will give my friend because I killed her string of dolphins while babysitting the rest of her plants, because I wasn't really a fan of the dolphins anymore. You know how you neglect plants after a while. This is Hoya, not Hoya, but Huperzia phlegmaroides. This is a phlegmaroides. This is a Huperzia phlegmaria. This is a Huperzia shooting star that's fairly new. And if you notice, and if you've seen my previous video on how I mount my Huperzias and all these upside down planters that I also got from Amazon. By the way, these plastic self-watering planters are from Amazon. This is a big ass Hoya linearis that my friend gave me. It was in soil and it's just doing so well. It's probably like 4 feet long now. I'm gonna wait till it's like 6 feet or something until I take a picture with it. By the way, this is Huperzia tetrastiscia, Huperzia numularifolia. No, Huperzia squarosa rather, the broad form. Huperzia tetrastiscia, or this is the tetra something. Oh my god, I probably need to find their names and just put them in this screen. This is a Huperzia gobelli as well. Huperzia carinata, which is finally showing some new growth. This carinata and the shooting star are fairly new, like less than 2 months, a month even, I think. Down here we have some raindrop peperomia or peperomia polybitra, bitera, something. A skeleton fern, cytolum, something, I'll put the name. An Amedrium zippelanum, which is I got from my friend Edgar, but it hasn't really grown a lot for me. Maybe it's not like loving the Leca life. This is actually an Aglaonema. It's an Aglaonema modestum variegatum, or a variegated Aglaonema modestum. And then we also have an Aglaonema pictum tricolor, and I'm glad that the new leaf is turning dark green again. It really got sunburnt when it used to be part of my bio orb. My OG Pilea peperomoides, but not really loving that anymore. Um, this is my friend's big Monstera Thai constellation finally putting out a new leaf. I did help in unfurling that new leaf. And I did have another, oh, this is actually a Huperzia. Oh, I think this is the Salvinoides. I forgot the other one. I should be editing them with the right names, to be honest. This is my friend's Hoyas. I'm still babysitting this, but I did transfer it in pond. See the new growth? Oh, I'm sorry. This is a variegated bird's nest fern, and actually just a few days ago, I moved my Monsteras siltipicana because it was really outgrowing that bamboo trellis situation. So I thought that it would be good if I will just let it climb the curtain rods because, you know, are you seeing the vision? I would be inserting, probably here, a clip of how this spot looks like in the afternoon. Although it's not very photogenic at this time of day, but it is very photogenic at the end of the day when you see my cats perching there and the entire thing looks very pink now, but it's not usually like that. What else? I mean, I'm probably forgetting to talk about something, or there's also a Monstera Standeliana variegata somewhere in the back. So the plants are a bit cramped, a bit. But it works for me because I'm able to manage all the cords, all the plants. Everything is kind of like a smart setup. I just can't wait if, you know, I have my own home and everything's just gonna be nicely arranged so that they're beautiful instead of like cramped up in small cabinets or shelves like this. But this, you know what, you just really have to make it work. It's probably like a very long video now, but if you do have questions, just post them in the comments. I'll try to answer. When it comes to care, I really just, Google is your friend. When you Google a plant, or at least Google Lens the picture, you would know what exact species it is, or it would at least point you to the right genus that it belongs to. And from there, the secret is you really have to mimic the natural habitat and make it adapt to your home as smooth as you can. Like the Linares, for example, grows in colder areas. That's why this window is actually facing the sea part of where I live. So this is a really cold window most of the year. That's why I decided to put them there, because it'll be cooler and they won't have to suffer, you know, when the humidity drops. But that's not gonna happen in this room anyways. So mimicking their natural habitat is really the secret to, you know, keeping the plants healthy. It sometimes takes them a year to fully acclimate and get rid of their old leaves. For example, my anthurium pallidiflorum, the leaves were way smaller when I got them. So I believe I got that from Ecuador. So the minute that they fully adjust to your home is when you would see how they would look like, you know, when they already feel at home. So I guess that was my best into keeping this video very short. Well, I think it's gonna be a half an hour video, but at least I got to cover most, if not all of them. Again, if you're watching this video, and if you got to this part even, because that means you're such a plant lover, because you live for these geeky videos. And then thank you for watching. Again, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'm trying to do my best to come up with really interesting, fresh, and new content. But for now, I'm just gonna show you how proud I am of how I kept these plants alive and thriving for the past few years. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.